Good morning, everyone, and welcome. It's Robert here from Robert Allen Art Studio in Palgrave, near Orangeville, Ontario. Today is Wednesday, November the 29th. So just join me for 10 minutes or so as I continue my 10-minute doing landscapes this week. These are all watercolored. I'm using it's not really a height brush, but it's the closest I have to a height brush. It's about 2.5 inches long. I've got a number, half-inch shader. I also have my number 3 round brush, rigger brush for details. So what I'm thinking today is to do something called Into the Storm. I'm liking clouds, I'm liking skyscapes, and I'm thinking I'm going to be doing, I want to do something that basically just, is going to a storm, try and get some effects in the sky and make it quite dramatic. So we'll see what happens. So the first thing I do is write down my paper. This is 9 by 6 arches, 140-pound cold press. Difference between cold press and hot press is cold press has got texture on the paper. Hot press tends to be very smooth. So for watercolors, I do like the effect of the watercolor paper. I'm making my surface here fairly wet. So that's nice and wet. This is my palette. So I've got some blues down here. I got I think it's a cerulean blue here, cobalt blue here. I got a medium yellow. I have some cobalt black. I have a crimson red, a yellow ochre, and then a burnt umber for brown. So what I'm going to do is come in with, again, I want it to be a storm, but I do want some sunshine to come through. So I'm just going to come in straight with the yellow. That's the yellow on my brush. I'm going to mix it a little bit with the ochre. So I'm wanting the middle to be fairly bright. So I'm just going to sweep this in from the sides. I'm not sure whether I'll have water reflection yet or not, but I'll do this anyway. So I do want the middle of the painting to be fairly bright. I'm going to come in with the ochre a little bit. I'm going to add a little bit of red to it. Like a muddy brown or a nice, almost like starting to go to orange, if you will, but let's swip this in here. Okay. Clean off my brush. I do still have to get a better water jug. I want a bigger one that's got a better lip on it. Next, I want to come in with lots of blues and purples. To make it seem like the storm is coming. So I'm going to come in with my ultramarine blue. I'm going to come in fairly strong with that in the corners. So I'm going to come in, we're going to do lots of clouds over here. So I'm going to come in here fairly strong with that. I'm going to add some black to it and get darker. Higher up. Now I'm going to add some red. It's going to be a beautiful purple. I want to be more reddish. So, more reddish as the sky comes across. Go back into my blues again. Okay. What I want to do now is some effects on the sky. So I'm just going to use a little bit of tissue paper here. That's the great thing about watercolors. It's you're using basically negative space. You don't really have white in your palette. If you do, it's more of a gauche type white. I'm going to come in with my tissue paper here, and I'm going to try and basically do really puffy clouds. Not lift off too much paper. I'll come back in later and change the effects a little bit. But for now, I want like a ring of clouds here. An effect. I'm liking that. Again, trying to maintain the contrast of the bright and the lightness and the darkness. I do have a tendency to overdo this, but I'm liking that. Okay. I'm going to come in. I think my horizon line is going to be around here somewhere. I'm not going to have water. I think I'm going to just do a ground effect, I think, at this point. So I'm going to come in with my shader brush. Let me get a little bit wet. Same colors as the sky, so primarily the blues and the reds, making that purple color. So I'm going to come in with that. And what I'm going to do is just establish the horizon line. So I'm going to actually do a range of low hills. I don't want to do mountains. It's kind of like low hills. We'll see how this goes. It's lower hills. Okay. I'm going to add some yellow to this. The same color I started off with in the sky, yellow ochre. I'm just going to do a little bit of terrain along here. Try to keep some white in here. It'll give it some nice character. I think I'm actually going to dry this off. So bear with me as I get the hairdryer out for a few seconds. I'm going to come in over here a little bit more and just do some more cloud effects. I did want some more cloud effects in the sky. That was pretty wet on wet, so we'll do it while it's still a little bit dry. I want these harsh lines to be muted. So there we go. And mute those harsh lines a little bit. Okay. Let's continue. So just doing some yellow lines, yellow ochre. Some crimson red, same colors as the sky. Give an illusion of some terrain in the background here. Going to dry that off one more time. I want the bottom to be fairly dry, so I can do some detail work in the bottom. I can tell it's still fairly wet because it's bleeding here. The next trip to the thrift store to pick up a hairdryer, a bigger one. These 1500 watt ones, and try and get some effect. I'm going to add some brown now. This is the burnt umber. So burnt umber into my yellow sienna, or yellow ochre rather. Yeah, a little bit of yellow to that. I'm still going to go to my reds. It's a really darker purple. Just going to tap in some effects here. Give me another series of hills. What I want to do is create something into the water or into the light effect here. Just going to come back in with the crimson red. I look like my reds. I like my purples. So this is going to be a nice purple. It's not a very bright purple. That's okay. I'm going to come in and just do some effects of a shoreline. We'll see how that works. I'm thinking maybe a pathway in here this morning into the storm. So we'll just do a quick sweep through here. We'll see what we can do with the pathway. I'm not liking those hills. I think I want them to be a little bit darker on one side where the light is not. Beat it down a little bit on this side. I lost my hills because it was fairly wet, so I just come back in and reestablish them a little bit. I'm going to take off some paint on this side and make it a little bit brighter. Likewise on this side. Come back with a clean brush. Just water on my brush, it'll take some of the paint off, and again establish some light, whiter lines, make it brighter. So I'm liking that. I'm going to keep it fairly simple this morning. I think I'll come in with a little bit of card. This is a little piece of plastic. It's rounded on one edge and square on the other. And what this is great for is just making the illusion of rocks. So I'm going to just make some illusions of rocks while the paint is still wet. The secret here is the paint has to be fairly wet, not totally dry. Rocks will be smaller in the distance, so I'm just going to do some series of rocks here in the distance. And as we get closer, they'll be bigger. That's the plan. Let's let me this down a little bit. Some of the colors in here, I'm thinking reds. I do like my red, so again, the other side. Scrape some larger rocks in here. A couple in the distance, really small ones. So I'm liking that. I'm going to come back in with my bigger brush, I think. I'm going to pick up some more of that red. I really do like those reds and purples. They're great for shadows. I'm going to add a little bit more black to it this time. As they're closer to us, we want them to be darker. So I'm just going to tap in some effects here on the shoreline. Yeah, I'm a little obsessed with swamps lately. I don't know what that's about. But it is what it is. I'm hoping you're liking this. Still needs a focal point. So what I'm going to do is come in with my number 3 rigger brush, get it a little wet. Come back in with a black and still a little bit of crimson on it, so it'll be like a dark purple, really dark purple. And I'm thinking, let's do something in here. What yet? I don't know. Maybe a man's walking his dog. So maybe I'll just do a little bit of a man and his dog. See what happens. I do want it to contrast against the brighter colors, so I think I'll just take the chance and pretend there's a man here at the end of the pier walking his dog. There's a miniature dog. I need to take my glasses off here to do this. Sucks to get old, but we'll see what we can do. The illusion of a man walking his dog. His head is a little bit bigger, or have a hat on or something. A couple of birds in the sky. Really small ones, I think. I want them to reflect the sky. No. So that's that. I'm just going to sign this and then talk for a few minutes. So, I'll come back in with a Sharpie and make that sharper. Well, if you're liking these 10-minute series of paintings, I'd be glad to hear your thoughts on it. This one, what I'm doing differently today is I purposely taped off the bottom of the paper because what I'm going to do is I've got some good news for New Year. I've got my next pro bono project is with the Mission Thrift Store in Newmarket. I'll be doing large canvases for them in some of their space, mostly the entrance space. So we'll have one welcoming people coming into the store and one with people leaving the store above the door. So I'm thinking on the canvases there. I'm thinking already of the sign of the saying that I'm going to have on the text. I think when people come in the store, the one they see in the far side of the store is going to be a 4 feet, excuse me, by 3 feet canvas. I'm thinking the text at this point is "Rejoice, the Lord is King." So people come into the store and they're thankful that they can be thankful that God is their King, Jesus is their King. And then when they leave the store, I'm thinking of the text from Psalm 94 Martin Luther used, modified, and it'll be "Save me, Lord, for I am yours." So as people leave the store, they have to think about it, that they can be saved if they believe in Jesus. So that's where we are. So I purposely left this blank. I'll do some writing on here, scroll-wise. this one I'll just label Into the Storm, I think. But we'll do a series of these. They're probably larger than this for the entranceway and the cash-out way of the Mission Thrift Store in Newmarket. And I'll have a series of about 12 of these. Oh, that's my time up. I'll have a series of these on posters, on the posts, on the 12-inch by 12-inch posts, I believe. So I'll put these matted inside nice frames. I'll put them on the entranceway of people when they're cashing out from the store. And my thinking is at this point I'm going to do probably one-line hymns, one-line psalms. So it could be holy, holy, holy. It could be if you but let the Father guide you. Just popular classical hymns and psalms over the years. So people will leave with a fairly large text here of the first line of the hymns and the psalms, and hopefully that will stick with them throughout the day as they think about their life. So thanks for joining me this morning. Wherever you are in the world, enjoy your day.